Is this recording? God, that took ages. So, I mentioned this in the Ramble the other day about the Tricolour and how all these people, all these government officials and, councillors and all this stuff came out and basically said that the Tricolour is now, it's been taken over, and it's been used to represent people. Basically, what they're trying to do, and you know this, what they're trying to do is they're trying to take the Tricolour, and if you put one outside your gaff or anywhere, that you're anti-immigrant. That's what they're trying to do with it. But of course, the reason that they're putting so much pressure on it is, and it didn't start, a lot of people are saying it all started in England with them going around painting the roundabouts and stuff like that. No. In Ireland, we haven't been painting things, right? So that's probably something new the English are doing. But with the flags, people have been putting flags up here for years. Especially the last, say, 5-6 months. There's been tricolours going up everywhere. I've said it to you in videos, especially around my area. And I'm sure it's happening all around Ireland. I want to see more videos. If you have videos, put our YouTube page down below in the comments, and I'll do a compilation of all different counties putting up the Tricolour, because I'm sure it's going on everywhere on this island. Anyway, so you ask yourself, why would a government say this about their own flag? Yeah? The flag of the country that they're here to represent and are paid for quite handsomely, 6 figures each year, to serve that flag and what it means, okay? There's a few things that could be going on here. Yes, it could be seen as, something that they're putting out there so they can sort of use the part where if you are flying that flag, then you're anti-immigrant, therefore you're a bad person, right? A quiet way of shutting people up, trying to shut people up, trying to stop you talking, stop you speaking up about what's happening to this country. Another one could be these now are transitioning. The government itself is transitioning, right? Take a step back and look at it like this. They're expecting shit to kick off, right? They're expecting some type of revolt or revolution. They're expecting it because they know the vast majority, polls that have been done and everything, they know that the vast majority of Ireland, sorry, I'll turn that on silent. The vast majority of Ireland don't agree with unvetted males from Africa and the Middle East and Asia and South America being piled into their areas, into their towns, little towns that have maybe a population of 600 people, and they're getting 250 unvetted males thrown in on top of them, So they know that it was never going to be a smooth transition. Therefore, they have to do all these other things to kind of keep. They also know as well, that within this country, a country that is quite charitable, one of the most charitables in the world, like we're up there in the top 3, for the size of us, we're one of the most charitable countries. They know that, so therefore they know that there's still people in this country, no matter how bad the stories are that come out, or the videos that they see on other social media platforms, you don't see them on RTE, because if they did, that might actually, make something click in their NPC heads. That, oh my God, look at who's these people committing all these crimes? Why is all these places in town being cordoned off every 2 to 3 days? Why are all these sporadic attacks on Irish people happening? So they know that they still have them on their side. That's why they pumped 800 million into RTE, by the way, because I always say that to you, think of all the billions and billions and billions all these media and governments spend just to keep it unbalanced. They want it unbalanced, because if everything was balanced and everyone got along, we wouldn't need a government, would we? Do you get it? We wouldn't need a government if everybody got along. But because that's their whole reason for being, is to keep us divided, right? But with this with the tricolour situation right now, it could be seen as the government want to distance itself from a past regime, even though they might say we want to see more flags, but we don't want to see this mythical far right. We don't want to see them using it, you know. But they could be seen to want to distance themselves. They could be using it, you know. It's like Ron Emanuel said, never let a good crisis go to waste. And this is a crisis because they know, the government and the media know, that the entirety of Ireland can unite under the tricolour. They know that. That's why they're attacking it. Even though they're still saying, like, if you are going to erect a flag, it has to be done properly, and which kind of leans towards him saying, look, he's kind of putting the message out that I'm not against it. Like, I'm not against the tricolour. It has to be done properly and all this blah-de-blah, right? When it takes nothing to hang a bleeding flag, people. Anyone can go out and you can put a flag anywhere you want on your property, anywhere. You can go out and put them on poles. If they can go out and put advertising running for elections on poles every year, we can sure as hell put tricolours everywhere on them poles, right? So what they're planning to do is, don't be surprised if they turn around now and say, we have this flag idea. Don't be fucking surprised, people. Do not be surprised. Another reason you could see it is there's an internal conflict going on within the government of Ireland. I wouldn't say that myself per se. I think that they're all mates, you know. They're all have these little parties where they all meet up, Sinn Féin, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, you know. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing all that eyes wide shut stuff behind closed doors, you know. That's what binds all these people. That's what binds them all. But if it was an internal political conflict, like, you know, leaders would have to disparage the way the flag was being used by opponents, you know, not the symbol itself. It can sound like they are disrespecting the flag, but they are actually attacking rival groups who claim the flag. Now, they're trying to put the message out that anyone that is putting them flags out on the pole, that they're far right and they're racist and they're anti-immigration, right? They might be right in maybe 10, 15, 20% of the people that are out there going out. Because I said to you, there are people who, the longer this goes on, it's going to drive people towards eco-nationalism, or ethno-nationalism, should I say. So that would be the people within Ireland who want nothing but white Irish people here, right? That's just the way, that's the fact of the matter, right? I've said it to you, I'll throw this in again, I've said it to you before. If that was the case, and this all happened, because I'm half Irish, right? I have a bit of a tan on me and stuff, right? If it took me leaving so Ireland lives and survives and gets its sovereignty back, I'd fucking do it. I'd go to other places. I'd come back and visit a lot, but I'd go and live somewhere else. If that's what it took. That's what I'm willing to do. And I'm sure you'll find a lot of half-caste Irish people would say the exact same thing I'm saying to you right now. Because that's how much we love Ireland. That's how much we love this fucking country. Right? So, let's have a listen here. Babbled on there. Let's have a listen here to this gobshite.
So our flag hijacked by one group for many years. We're sure as hell not going to allow the far right now hijack our flag. The tricolour should never be hijacked or used to represent something that is against what this republic stands for. There's very clear rules around how you properly, respectfully hang our flag. We should see more flags. I welcome more flags. We made a lot of progress during the time when we're commemorating centenaries of a number of commemorations and bringing tricolours to every school. There's a tricolour, the second tricolour now flies at government buildings, and we're very proud of our flag.
So there you go. See the way he puts the part in where he welcomes more flags. And another gobshite that's saying this as well is this Gannon fella, right? I don't normally like saying their first names, but the Gary Gannon fella, he's another one that's getting up there on Virgin Media News and RTE News saying that we as a people, as Irish people, should hang more Irish flags, but still throws in what Simple Simon said there, or Hamas Harris, whatever you want to call this absolute weasel charisma of a wet rag gobshite. That's what they throw in. We don't want our flag being associated with the far right. We still don't know. Like, has anybody seen the far right manifesto that all these gobshites keep talking about? Where's the far right manifesto? I would like to read the far right manifesto. If these people, these far right, are so organised, surely they have a manifesto on what they're about and what they want to accomplish, no? They're a fucking boogeyman, people. They're a boogeyman. Yous all know this. I sound like a broken record, I know. But the far right is a boogeyman for the government. They're just using it as a boogeyman to push through transition. That's what they're currently. It's like a consolidation of power, right? So the EU now, since we joined the EU, we've been fucked. Ever since we joined them, remember they had to come back twice to us to get the yes vote until it was finally pushed through. But that's all that was a consolidation of power. I've told you this. They want to get away from nation states. They want you now, as an Irish person, an English person, a Welsh person. Well, I suppose Wales, England, Scotland and Northern Ireland, they would say they're British. But the hardcore people of each and every country, so a Welsh person would say, no, I'm Welsh, that's it, I'm nothing else, I'm just Welsh. That's like us, we're Irish, we're nothing else. We're not fucking Europeans, we're Irish, right? But that they need to get away from that because they want to consolidate the power even more and more and more. You get me? That's why you hear them dropping little keywords like the United States of Europe, because that's what they want. They want that. All of us under. Next step after that is you're just a world citizen. That's it. End of. There's nothing else. There's no such thing as a nation. You're of the world, and that's it. That's the big push right now. That's why they want. That's why they're flooding all these people in. Get their mixing bowl going. Another handy thing they have with bringing all these unvetted males in is low IQs. A country that has a lot of people with low IQs is much easier to control. It's another little thing they have under their sleeve. So that's their next step. Attack the tricolour, while at the same time dropping in, we should raise more flags, but it should be done prim and proper, all this stuff. But don't let it be hijacked by the big bad boogeyman, the far right, which doesn't fucking exist.